Good morning, Ms. Carter. Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. On November 11, 2024, the officer was dispatched to an assault in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant and the defendant. The complainant stated he was in a dating relationship with the defendant since August 4th, 2024. The complainant stated he went to a bar with the defendant and an argument started when the complainant was being nice to a bartender. The complainant stated the defendant did not like that he was being flirtatious. The complainant stated they left the location and the defendant was arguing with him while driving. The defendant kept trying to press the off button on the motor vehicle and the complainant had to pull over to call 911. The complainant stated he kept driving, pulled over at an Exxon gas station and exited the motor vehicle. The complainant walked to cool down while on the phone with 911. The complainant stated he was stopped by the defendant. The defendant pulled on his hoodie strings and the defendant slapped the left side of his face with her open right hand, causing pain. The complainant stated he did not touch the defendant, and the officer observed redness on the complainant's left side of face and a small cut on the inside of his upper lip. The officer observed no visible injuries on the defendant.
And I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you guys reached out to the complaining witness?
No, you're wrong.
What?
This is a DVD case and no rip has been attempted.
Okay, Novak.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Carter, until I know that he wants to have contact with you, I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. It looks like a protective order was issued in this case on the 11th of this month. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. Violation of a protective order, and it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Do you understand?
Yes.
How old are you, ma'am? What do you do for a living?
I don't work.
Why not?
Us being together, he chooses to provide and he doesn't want me to work, so.
How do you support yourself? You're not to have any contact and not to be with him at all. So how are you going to support yourself?
I started applying.
You know what? This life is very short. And if you don't have some kind of education, if you don't have some kind of work experience, this person may not be there for the rest of your life. And you should never, ever have to depend on a man for anything. You should be self-reliant, where you, as a woman, depend on herself, because you never know who's going to end up being there for the next 5 years, 10 years. This person takes off, you're destitute, alone, without anything. I've seen it happen over and over and over. Did you graduate from high school? Okay, it's time for you to start working. I'm making that a condition of your bond. I will have you apply for an appointed lawyer, but I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. I want to see what you have done to get a job. You cannot go with this life dependent on any man. You need to have a career for yourself.
I have an upcoming interview.
Good. I want you to start working and I want you to build yourself a strong career where you don't have to rely on any man for anything. Rely on yourself. That's what life's about. So you can buy nice things yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not depend on any man for any reason.
I was working, but once we got together, he didn't.
Don't. Who cares? Be a strong woman yourself. Why do you have to rely on what this dude says? No. Be yourself, man. You know, have a strong career. Make millions of dollars yourself. You don't have to depend on anyone. All right? All right. I'm going to have you, I need you to fill an application for me. I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. I'm going to have you sign bond conditions that you're not supposed to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. If I find that you do, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand? All right, come on.
Judge, I'm sorry. Was that state's bond conditions?
Yeah, state. Robert Lee Cobalt.
Sure.
Mr. Cobalt, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Sure.
One moment, Your Honor. Okay, it just loaded.
Cobalt.
Yes. So on November 10th, 2024, the officer was dispatched in reference to a disturbance family call. The officer was in a marked patrol vehicle and wearing an official Houston Fire Department, Houston PD uniform. The officer met with the complainant. The complainant stated that the relationship is as follows. The defendant is her husband of 20 years and the witness is her mother. The complainant stated that her husband, the defendant, was intoxicated and had been drinking for the entire day. The complainant stated that her son-in-law came over and went into her daughter's room. And the complainant further stated that she was in her room and began hearing her husband yelling that no one will watch the football game with him. The complainant stated that she went to go talk to the defendant and talk to him. And the complainant stated that she then observed the defendant banging on the witness's room, yelling and cursing. Furthermore, the complainant stated that she tried to talk to the defendant again in the kitchen and tell him to calm down and leave the house or she will be calling the police. At that point, the complainant stated the defendant stated he will not leave, and the defendant then approached her from the front and pushed her, placing his hand on her chest. The complainant stated she does not remember if it was one hand or two because it happened so fast. The complainant was pushed into the wall and hit her left elbow on the wall. The complainant stated that she felt pain and was in fear for her life.
Tell me the assault again.
So the assault happened whenever she talked to the kitchen. The defendant pushed her against the wall, causing her to hit her elbow, causing pain.
Find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Now, I see that he has a prior assault that was dismissed in 11. Same complaining witness?
It does not appear so, Your Honor.
It does actually look like the same complainant is listed.
Oh, it is, Your Honor. Yes. An Angela Ortiz, yes.
And I see also an aggravated assault from 93. No, not now. Now it's not the time.
Your Honor, we don't have any information about the ag assault, just the prior AFM.
So yay or nay, because I have different names as far as the assault from,
Your Honor, the prior dismissed assault is with the same complaining witness.
Mr. Kovalt, I want you to understand something that I know that you want to say something.
Yes, sir.
Now's not the time. You know, I've got DAs here. Everything that you say, they're going to use it against you to prove, you know, your guilt. So it doesn't matter how helpful you think you are being to yourself. You may in reality be hurting yourself even worse. And what I'm trying to do is now protect you from yourself.
Yes, sir.
I want you to understand that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every person of Harris County. And I don't care if that means putting you in jail and making your bond extremely high. Every single person. I am ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person whatsoever and not to be in possession of weapons. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're consuming any kind of alcohol from any source, illegal narcotics, unprescribed controlled medication, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. Things will go sideways really, really quick, really fast. So get to know that protective order. Don't violate it and don't violate any of these conditions we've put on your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living, sir?
Sir,
What do you do for a living?
I'm disabled.
How do you support yourself?
This disability,
How much do you get from disability?
2,700. My wife, we lived together 20 years.
This person here,
Yes, sir.
not anymore, not for the foreseeable future. This person,
Two affidavits for her and I got two affidavits there for her.
I
And
don't care what, you can have something from Jesus. I don't care.
Sir.
I have this protective order that tells you you can't go near the Draycott Lane house.
I'm
Don't
doing-
go anywhere near.
Parents right now.
Okay. For the foreseeable future, that's what happens. No contact. If she tries to get a hold of you, hang up the phone. If she texts you, don't reply. Sends you an email, don't reply. You're the one that's going to be sitting in custody in the event that you violate these conditions.
Yes, sir.
If you'd like, you can apply for an appointed lawyer and we can have you talk to someone today,
Sure.
but just understand, no means no. Do you understand?
Great, I will.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an
Yes,
appointed?
sir.
I give you an application. We'll give you an application. I need to know everything about you. I need to know any income that you have from anywhere. I need to know everything about you. I need to know how much money you have in the bank, stocks, bonds, IRAs, mutual funds, what kind of property you have, houses, cars, boats, airplanes, everything I need to know. And I'll look to see if you qualify.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes,
All right.
sir.